guys, it's about midday, partly cloudy. It's early summer. It's a nice day. And the day's still, there's much of the day still to be had. And you guys do have this issue now, kind of there to be dealt with. How do you want to go about it? Do you guys want to still get some more supplies or anything? Look about the town for that, or do you guys want to go ahead and head out back
I would say
to ambush?
Let's go hunt these goblins.
Yeah, I think I'm good on supplies. We didn't use any during our first battle.
Yep.
And I think in order, considering that we already came across a dead horse, that getting after this guy would be the best thing so that we have a higher chance of finding him alive.
Right. Okay. Well, in that case, you guys already know exactly where you need to backtrack to. And it's about a day's worth of travel. You'll get there probably in the late afternoon if you guys take off now on foot.
I would say go right away.
Yep.
Because mind you, last time you guys were traveling by cart. This time you are obviously unable to do so because that is no longer in your possession. So
I would say I think we should go right away.
switching to my good headphones, and all right, duly planning for such. There we go. Okay. So all right. You guys go ahead. Who is maintaining the or that's right. Not maintaining. What's the marching order if there is? There's 4 of you now. There is the 2 of you, and then you have the cleric, and you have the unarmed fighter or a monk, if you will, now with you. Is there any particular marching order? Like, do you want to be in the front, the back, as you guys travel?
I would be in the back.
I would think since you're a heavy fighter, you should be up front.
Okay.
And I should take the back, considering I'm a spellcaster.
Okay.
And then we have a monk and a cleric. I would say cleric in front of me, and the monk right behind Sarlin.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull that up. Combat tracker. And the party sheet. 2 little handy dandy things that we're going to get well acquainted with. Mainly me, but the combat tracker you guys will. So all I have to do is I can drag these right in here, and that'll help me apply quests, XP, all kinds of stuff with ease. Boom. And we'll add them just for shits and giggles to keep track. There we go. And right at the bottom, there's a thing for order. Would you look at that? Okay, so there we go. So you're in the back, cleric right before you, monk right before him, and Sarlin right in the front. Okay, there we go. We could roll. All right. So you guys go ahead and head for us. Expend, as I said, most of the day traveling and just kind of retracing your steps, or in this case, retracing the cart. It's that moment of where you are traveling and it just feels a lot longer, and it is in all respect. But retracing your steps on foot and walking all the way back to the ambush does make for the longing feeling, as you just know your destination and you're just trying to get there desperately. Makes the day seem like it goes by so much longer. Nonetheless, other than the occasional fauna, you do see a couple deer grazing before they take off into the nearby tree line. Most of this area is grassland around the trail, but there is occasional groves and spotted, forest. And the closer you get back to where the ambush is, there's more forest, if you will.
Okay.
And yeah, as I said, the closer you get back that way, you've been traveling for a while. Your legs are starting to hurt. Your feet are mainly. Sweat's starting to kind of gather on your brow, or in this case for Sarek, he's just starting to feel a little tired. No sweat because it doesn't perspire like that. Perspirate. Nonetheless, you get there somewhere 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I'd say it was probably 9 or 10 when you guys left. But anyways, you now find yourself coming back the opposite direction and see the same corpses, both moved back into the road again.
Let's see, what was that? A perception check to see if there's anything around that we used before?
Yep, perception is using your senses, scanning about and taking it in. You can go ahead and roll that. I'm going to go ahead and display the map for you guys.
I gotta remember how to do that.
Yep, it'll be on your character sheet.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. All right, just quickly dragging that. And then after you was Jezra, copying your marching order right onto the map. Then him, and then you. Boom. There we are. Your little marching order there. And with 14 perception, Sarah, because you guys get this close and scan about, there's quite a bit of banter from just the nearby kind of birds chirping. Nothing is kind of spooked. And as you scan the area like last time, where it was a bit of an eerie silence and you knew that there was probably something wrong, you take a good moment, scan, look. You don't hear anything or see anything that, gives you the notion something's hiding. Quite peaceful, actually. Despite the gore,
Yeah.
if you will.
That and what was it? 2 or 3 bodies we left behind?
Yes, you did leave behind one body of the other adventurer who traveled with you and did not make it.
And the goblins that we took down too.
Yeah, they are a little odd. Oh, okay. There is one I will say probably like right over here that's laying just slightly out of sight that you it's there, so you kind of like look over there and you're like, oh
Yeah.
But otherwise, like
It hasn't
most
been
of them
outright
are-
removed. It's been pretty much cleaned up and reset to what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, because there's a couple. Their other bodies were up here, and where you're at right now, they're just pleasantly kind of out of view for a second because they're up on the ledge.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, for validation, you're absolutely right. There are still quite a few bodies around here, but nothing else kind of gives it. For your sense of smell, I will say the sense of death is starting to get pungent the more you stand here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The corpse is rotting.
Yeah, like it went from like it's not such a bad area to oh yeah, there's more than the 2 horses. Okay, there's a lot of death here. To like okay, wow, yeah, this smells pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I would say we should definitely investigate the scene a little bit more to find out whether these horses were killed here or somewhere else and dragged here.
Yep.
And I do remember the goblin that went away went to, I'd say, according to the map, about the northeast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would remember. I would somewhat remember that because I chased after it.
Yeah, you guys remember that
Yeah.
he took off in a direction this way.
Yep. With a spear sticking out of his ass.
Yep.
Yeah, he definitely did get penetrated before he ran. So in that, you can certainly look over the horses or this entire scene, if you will. If you want to make an investigation check, you can. And the way that works also, two of you can make separate checks. In this case, there is only two of you and two NPCs, so you could have them, but you don't really know them quite yet. So, as you learn them, you might discern if they're smarter or if they're better for this skill check. But what I was getting at is between the two of you, you can do skill checks by yourselves separate, or in some circumstance, you can help one another. And that will give the person you're helping, advantage. So you can do that sometimes. That's just a
Because I
FYI.
do have investigation as one of my main skills, and I'm at a +3 with it as a basic.
I have 0.
So I would say I definitely want to roll to do an investigation to see what we're dealing with.
Yeah, so you could just definitely go with rolling regardless, and he could help you or not. So if Sarlin is going to Sanders, stop, please. Thank you. Yeah, so if Sarlin's going to help you, that automatically gives you advantage.
How would I roll when okay there?
Or if you want to roll, yeah, you just click it on your page. Okay, so she also okay. Sarek and Sarlin walk forth. You guys go ahead and scan the scene here. And they're just going to kind of be standing around too, keeping an eye out. All right, cool. He's calmed down for a minute. So looking it over, Sarek, you both look it over, and you both notice the saddlebags have been looted completely. There is a empty leather map case nearby, though, Sarek, that you see as you kind of step around the corpse and look, just laying on the trail there. And once again, you do kind of have a moment to actually notice these horses have black feathered arrows that kind of litter them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They were there before.
Investigation, I was going to say what you kind of gather is they probably died right here. It doesn't make a lot of speculation that they were drugged here, or there's not a lot of blood or anything.
Yeah.
And I don't see any, I believe there's no drag mark.
Exactly.
Outside of when we moved them out of the way the first time and then them being pushed back.
Yeah.
Which you did notice. And I will say with the Sarek, your 9, you do notice it was put back intentionally, which kind of bothers you. But at the same time, you kind of look around, and you guys must have found an opportune time because there's nobody here. So they're not around at this time, staging another ambush.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to decide because I see 2 courses of action for this. We could either hide out nearby and wait for them to return to attempt another ambush, or we could probably see if we could find a trail, especially from that one that got away, and see if we can follow them back to their camp. And I would say that would probably be the more opportune one to go for, because who knows when they could when another party could be coming through to be ambushed, and they might have anybody up the road to another goblin somewhere up the road to alert them, hey, look, somebody's coming. And so we have no idea how long we'd have to stay here waiting. The longer we wait, the more likely the think he's a dwarf that we're looking for, could possibly
Yep.
die if he's still
Yeah.
alive as it is.
Precisely. Totally plausible. So, I mean, your choice. I will say, if you'd like to do that, you can obviously trace over to where you last seen him and to
Ooh.
look for tracks or to follow that of any sort. It's going to be a survival check.
Oh, I got this.
All right.
I would say that's definitely something to
And
look
that is
into.
right up her alley. It's just another thing. Being that you've run with your tribe and being kind of not necessarily wild people, but more in tune with nature, following
And also, I was
Oh.
alone for most of my adult life.
yeah. And so with hunt, you'd had to learn how to hunt.
Mhm.
Yes.
It was just a big deal for you to survive. And so, you go ahead, trace your steps back over here, and Sarlin, you find your way about over here.
Yeah.
And
You'd figure being a former mercenary that I'd have some survival skills. All I got is, I think, a +1 into it. Yeah.
right. Okay, one sec. Tanny's calling. But you find what first appears to be like an animal path, but it is a trail hidden behind thickets on the north side here. But it actually leads northwest. Kind of
Ooh.
goes up this way, and then it goes back the other way northwest.
And arches around.
Yep. And you can easily, Starlin, looking at the ground, you kind of are like hunkered down a little bit, just kind of pressing your fingers into the soil a bit, kind of just determining how long it's been. And you look about and see that there is easily been a dozen goblins that have come through here. There was
Ooh.
also about 2 days ago signs of two human-sized bodies that must have been dragged from here.
Oh,
But yeah, you gathered that much. You can
Yeah.
convey that with your group or however you want to do that. But you've learned that, Starlin.
I would convey that with my group.
She knows it goes that way.
Yes.
And having that knowledge passed on to us, my suggestion would be for us to follow the trail.
Oh.
I would say, I don't know, because we don't know how deep the trail goes.
That is
I would
true.
think that it wouldn't be too far, because they would want to get back to their ambush pretty decently.
Would this be a perception?
For what exactly are you trying to perceive?
Wait, what kind of check would it be to see how trail is?
What kind of check it would be to determine if you knew if it would be close or not?
Yes.
The closest I would say is probably insight.
Oh, okay.
That's your internal intuition on the, or more or less what you glean from the overall knowledge or the subject,
Mm-hmm.
And you did just pull quite a bit from the little survival check. 6. It's hard to say. Couldn't be that far, or at least you don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'd like to give an attempt on insight to see if I can add to any information that we have.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well,
Better get to that. At least you guys are getting the crappy rolls out now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say it's not like you guys stand there dumbfounded.
No.
It's still hard exactly for you to really you know goblins, but you don't really know exactly, how they work, what their behavior is, other than
Yeah.
they like to pillage and so they could have took these guys a ways away. You probably don't think they did, at least, thinking of their stature, you're like,
Okay. For going down, for
But
following down the
you-
trail,
yeah, go ahead.
um,
Sorry.
would it be a perception check to see if there's any traps or anything laid on the trail before we would venture down it?
Absolutely. So you want to be watching for traps.
So,
All right. Yeah, go ahead. And do you want to be in the front of the turn? I will say you have to be either front or second to be in the marching order to get a pretty good perception. If you want to be able to effectively stop if you're in front, you can stop the whole party from falling into the trap. If you're second, you're only going to stop whoever's behind you.
Wait, I'm technically in the marching order. I'm in front.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now the marching order is Sarlin's in the front.
yeah.
So should
But I would
should
say there would be that we should do a change up for this.
Okay.
I would say still have you
Right.
up front. I would take
So you guys-
second,
Okay.
cleric behind me, and then the monk at the end. That way we still have some defense behind us in case they manage to get behind us.
Okay, so since if we're doing a perception, and I also do a stealth check with it.
Yeah, you could be trying to sneak. I will say when you sneak though,
Mhm.
it will slow your movement.
Oh, no brainer.
So what
Oh.
interpretation what that means is if this takes 20 minutes to get there and you sneak to get there, it's going to take 40 minutes to get there.
Honestly, that's better.
I would say
I-
that'd be worth the risk instead of
for-
us
Yeah.
alerting them and having to deal with that mess. Having the
I'm
whole
gonna-
tribe hit us
Yeah,
at
I'm just-
once.
Right.
I'm
no,
gonna-
that's reasonable. I'm just giving you the heads up.
Of course,
So all right, so who's in front? We got
I am.
Sarlin.
Mhm.
Then number 2 is
Me.
Sarek.
Yep.
Okay. Then we have Kai in the behind you and Jezra on the back.
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
So I'm gonna do my perception. Oof. And-
Now, should I do a perception roll too to help add to that?
You would, if you were helping her, she would roll twice, but you specified yourself, Sarek, that you wanted to be looking out for traps.
Yeah,
So
because
I need you to roll
Yeah.
yourself.
okay.
Oh, should I do my?
I swear. See what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you don't have your colors, it's like, no, screw yourself.
Should I try again?
All right, I'll let you. This is our one mulligan of the night. There you
Oh.
go.
There we
There's your-
fucking go.
There's your proof, ladies and gentlemen. Choose your color.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
So, now that we've got that relegated, you guys are both looking out. Sarlin, you're kind of keeping an eye out more or less for just anything that kind of catches your eye, movement or anything that's just not ordinary.
should I do my stealth?
Yes, I would like because you guys did specify that, and I'm gonna roll for them too because they are
No.
stealthy with you guys. That hey, I mean that's the duality, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see how I do.
Hell yeah.
Bonus. I really don't think that's gonna offset
Natural
what you rolled.
and-
Nope.
And quickly. Damn. Okay. So you guys take your time, proceed forth.
Yeah.
Relatively quiet.
Mhm.
Halfway through, there is a one kind of tangled. There's a tree that's kind of rather large that has its roots kind of growing on the external, like outside of the ground, in a bit of a gnarled fashion. And
Yeah.
as you guys make your way around it, Sarlin trips over it, making a bit of noise. You guys stop for a moment and look around. a bird does fly away, spooked. But nothing else happens. There's nothing nearby. After you guys kind of gather yourself and you've been traveling for about 10 minutes in on this trail, Cedric, you notice immediately that there is what seems to be a snare trap fashioned and a bit of a not so great bit of camouflage, or at least in this case because you were paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can go around it, trigger it without being in it, whatever you would like to do.
I would say if we're trying to stay stealthy, that we should definitely try to go around it.
Yes.
Because if we set it off, we're basically giving up our stealth.
Yep.
Because at least something's going to come investigate it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So you guys go ahead. As you guys stop for a moment, Kai kind of looks forward. What are we stopping for? Since he's kind of behind you, he doesn't know exactly why you guys are stopped.
Snare trap ahead. We got to go around to avoid setting it off.
All right, and he will nod. Now that you said that back to them, they're gonna all follow just for brevity's sake for skipping the rest of this little encounter because you guys seen it. I need another stealth check since you guys are gonna keep sneaking forth, I presume.
Okay. Yes.
False.
All right, not so bad. I'll roll again real quick for them. Boom. Not bad at all. Okay. So, I presume going in at the same, with the same predisposition, you guys, another 10 minutes down the trail, get to a bit of a kind of, what do I want to say? It kind of starts to lead down into like a natural little basin for a moment in the trees.
Ooh.
And the trees are starting to get a little more dense. What's your passive perception?
Roll.
11 for you. 13. And she's the one in front. So Sarlin, this time actually you see that dead ahead. Not even one more step as you kind of stop and you get that like uncomfortable as you're bumped into from behind, but luckily you're pretty stout. So you stop the person from behind you as Sarah kind of bumps into this person's almost half your height, but of a wall of a dwarf.
Whoa.
Stops you. Luckily to your, lucky for you because she looks down and there is a number of just kind of brush and greenery that's been just like deliberately kind of set over. Kick it over. You've made a fair set of traps your own, through your own hunting experience. And you find there is a pit trap. So you guys have another 10 minutes in, found the other trap. This one a bit smaller and makeshift, but luckily, Sarlin, yeah. You guys go ahead and make your way around. This time, them seeing you stop again. The rest of the group figures for the same reason.
Yep.
And with your stealth rolls, you guys find. Let me go ahead and come out of the trail, and into a bit of an opening here, little grove,
Mhm.
and it's a bit of a small, well, not necessarily very small, but a decent sized creek that's kind of running out. And you do see that there is a bit of a small cave mouth that's running
Ooh.
out of in a cliff face here. Yeah. Pulling up all my proper stuff. But yeah, you guys are, after following the goblin's trail, basically you guys come across a large cave in a hillside. And you probably about 5 miles from the scene of the ambush.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you see a shallow stream flowing out of the cave mouth, which is
Mm-hmm.
screened by dense briar thickets.
Mm-hmm.
And you do see a narrow, dry path leads into the cave on the right-hand side of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you guys do?
I want to go in. Let's go. You want to go into the cave?
I would say definitely at least investigate the mouth of the cave to make sure that we are in the right place.
Okay.
I definitely wouldn't want to go spelunking in a cave to find out we're in the wrong place.
Yeah. So you want? Let's go. Let's investigate the mouth of the cave.
All right. So, you all want to proceed one by one stealthily?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like stealth checks from everybody. That's you two and my little NPCs, which I'll quickly roll for.
Oh my god, I'm only getting worse.
And for oh damn.
Did we do an investigation check for the mouth of the cave?
Let's see, you all got pretty decent. All right, so as you guys go ahead, how do you proceed forth? Do you stay on the left side of the stream until you get to the end there?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so as you guys go ahead and make your way. There you go. We'll say you get to about there, like right on the edge of the cave mouth.
Yes.
And Sarek, as you go ahead and follow through, you step on a very muddy, slick spot right next to the stream and nearly fall in, causing you to do that kind of awkward. You go one direction and you lunge out the other way, stomping your foot down to kind of like stop yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's that brief moment of just like commotion.
Yeah.
And you guys stop for a moment. You do hear faintly. Yeah, something.
Who's snoring?
You just hear a faint somebody like barely speak out, like if they thought they heard something, and then they just loudly snore and go back to sleep. And it's coming from this direction.
Ooh.
A sentry goblin on watch who fell asleep, sounds like.
Could be.
Let's see.
As you do notice that there's that brief moment.
Yep.
and then you hear another kind of almost like the sound of wood being bounced off to something hard. Bink. Hey, wake up, you idiot. I think I heard something.
Looking at this map, we really don't have much space to draw back into to hide on our side. Coming from across the river, so we definitely can't go across to try and hide there. Besides that, just running across that water would attract all the attention.
Yes.
I will say this greenery behind you on the map is trees, tree line, and kind of thickets, so you could kind of run back there and try to hide in there if you'd want to or attempt to. But you only have so long because you kind of gather that there's only so long before they're going to come peeking out.
I would say, let's just go ahead into the cave.
I would say let's go deal with the idiots across, because I wouldn't want them coming up behind us when we get in the cave.
Okay.
I know it could cause any idiots inside the cave to come out to us.
Yeah.
But I'd rather, instead of us being in a cramped quarters, dealing with those in front of us, and then have these guys come up behind us, I'd rather deal with them directly and hopefully eliminate them before anybody comes out.
How close is this goblin to the river?
You have not actually
Seen them
yet. You should be. I was gonna say, on your map, you see exactly. You're starting to see that there is a inlet. The trees kind of open up, and there's another kind of
where it kind of hooks around the trees.
Yeah, there's another opening over there that Starlin is just being able to start to see, but they're in there. You still can't see in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go after them, whoever it is.
Yeah, the thickets, all this forest line is basically counts as cover.
Okay.
So it's pretty hard to see through. Anyway, yeah, so I mean, you guys have this like one turn to do whatever, like an action and a movement. What do you want to do?
I'm definitely can't go up against them close to close, because I got shit for armor.
You can hold an action to, attack something when you see it. You can also do that as well. You guys are kind of in that limbo of right before, if combat, once combat actually ensues, then there's actual initiative. But right now you are on that one surprise possible movement or action that you can do right before they fully know somebody's here.
Is there a way that I can go after the goblin while with one other person go attack it while the other two stay behind?
Yeah, I mean, certainly, if that's what you, in this moment, yeah. Meta speaking, you guys as players can kind of quickly plan something, as long as it doesn't take 8 years, So
Okay.
I would say if you could lure them out to us.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I could be ready for my Aldrich Blast when they come into the open.
Mm-hmm.
But also, feel free to, whenever you're kind of planning like that, you can also take it into RP too.
Yeah.
Not saying you have to, but just that's another thing we always can do too, is, like Kai, for example, asking if you can ask him if you need heals or whatever, he can do that. So
what kind of skills does he have? Does he have anything offensive, defensive outside of healing?
Yeah.
He, to put it without spoiling it, he has offensive spells. He has, pull it up, actions, boom, right there. Yeah, he has buffing spells, so he can help you. He can heal you.
Mm-hmm.
He can debuff the enemy.
Yeah, he has a couple of spells that hurt, and he also has a spell that can bring up armor class. So yeah, he's got buffing, a lot of buffs, few damages, and a single debuff for the group of enemies that
Okay.
he could save.
I am gonna lure the goblin
But he
out.
can only use 2 first level spell slots. So
Okay.
some of those, it's just kind of like saving him for the most opportune time.
Okay.
His cantrips, he has one that's called Guidance, that he can literally, if you need help on a skill check,
Mhm.
he can actually literally give you a D4 bonus to your skill check by giving you
Ooh.
guidance.
Okay.
So for example, if you want to jump over this stream,
Yes.
he could slap you on the back and give you guidance, and you could make the D20 roll to try to jump over the stream for athletics if you're proficient, or if you're not proficient, it would just be strength.
Ooh.
You just make that roll, and then you get that D4 on top.
Yeah. So I am proficient in athletics.
Yeah, so you can basically, the way is, if you're proficient in athletics, you can use that to substitute over the basic raw form of things. Like,
Okay.
yes, of course, you can use just raw strength to jump over it, but if
Yeah.
you use an athletic form, like you're going to actually get in a long jumping stance, it
Yeah.
improves your chances, right?
Oh. So so there's an open area directly across from where I am. I will jump from that end, from where I am to over there.
Okay, this will be your action before combat. So yeah, basically, as we just kind of said, go ahead and make your roll. Natural 1.
Oof.
Luckily, this stream isn't that deep. As you
Yeah.
jump across, you meet a slick, muddy spot and fall right back in.
Oh. Oh.
I always
There's a
said you
moment of
needed a bath.
you splash in for a moment, kind of freak out, and then kind of stand up and realize that it's about like belly button deep to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the water is pretty cold, and it's
Ooh.
pushing pretty hard. Not hard enough to where you can't stand up, but it does have a pretty decent current for how small of a stream
Yeah.
it is. Nonetheless, that's where you start. Sarah,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Uh, well, given what actions I have, I really don't have many actions I can foresee that I have, even in terms of skills, because there'd be no point in me jumping across either, because I'm kind of getting into a lineup for Sarlin
Yeah.
to lure them out.
Yeah. So if anything, you can stay where you are, or you can move up 5 feet and get into an optimal place, whatever suits you. Or you can just, forego and, like I said, hold your action.
I'm gonna hold my action for now.
Okay. Kai is kind of looking about concerned, and Jezreel's just following. Did we find them yet?
Nope.
We found something. Gonna bring it on out to find out what it is.
I'm just having a bath over here. That's all I'm doing.
As she says that, there is that moment of response from the splashing around. All right, go ahead and roll initiative.
Ooh.
They go ahead, I'll say, as you roll initiative, at least come into sight to kind of peek around and look. Which does give you, Sarek, 1 shot because you said you held an action.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use a spell if you'd like on the one goblin who's directly in line of sight. As a bigger 2 goblins kind of walk out, one kind of in front of the other, both armed with clubs, and it looks like scimitars, and Basically, one's kind of a bit more rotund barrel body. The other one's a bit skinny, really skinny and lanky for a goblin anyway. A bit of a big head on him and has a mohawk. Nonetheless, the fatter one is leading, looking around and sees Sarlin in the water and immediately kind of drops the club and goes to pull out his true weapon, his scimitar.
Mm-hmm.
What the?
I would say, and then I would unleash an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll on him. As he only has enough time to kind of exclaim for a moment, pulling the blade from the sheath. So, first off, what you want to do is you hit him, you can just drag and drop that D10 right on him.
Mm-hmm.
As you loose this blue magic, yeah, it's right. You said more of a royal or like a darker blue.
Yep.
Streaks across the above the stream. He only has enough time to widen his eyes. It kind of the light starts to glow in his eyes before slamming into him. For how much damage do you do?
Then roll the D10.
Damn. Okay. Where were you shooting him?
Midsection where he's gonna have the most bulk, so I have least chance of missing.
Okay, well, it slams right into the center of his torso, just causing a bit of a burn kind of one moment of it completely immolating the front of his chest. There's a bit of smoke and burn, like blue fire, as he flies backwards from the power from it. As it, you basically one shot killed this guy.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
Nice.
from the actual force of it, just shoving him backward and blue flames licking off the bit of the wound, and it just like caves in with a bit of char left. He falls limp.
Disgusting.
The other one kind of widened eyes, looks down, also blade drawn, kind of preparing for whatever he can even try to manage to do in this last moment. Go ahead and make everyone has to roll initiative still. So before combat even started, you killed one of them.
Where would that be?
Oh, that's intelligence. Duh, I'm a dumbass.
Initiative is on your character sheet. It is on your main page.
Under saves.
And
God damn
yeah, there's a little thing that says init.
Okay.
And
Mine calls it intelligence.
No, I don't think that's the right one.
Because there's init under abilities and saves, and that's. Oh wait, I'm a dumbass.
No. You guys need to be on the main one, and it's right next to your speed and your armor class.
Oh, yes, I see it.
There we go.
There you go. There we go. Wonderful. And now that we have that cleared up, roll for them. Come on now. There you go. And his. Okay. That puts Sarlin. You are the first one to react.
Ooh.
And yeah, you
You
can
know what?
see a little bit into the cave behind you at a glance, but then looking back in front of you after watching this kind of fatter goblin hit the grass, and the blue flame still kind of barely burning on its chest. You see the kind of terrified, the adrenaline pumping kind of through this little goblin's face as he's kind of staring you guys down, looking like definitely fight or flight is kicking in. So he's just clutching his weapon and kind of looking between all of you guys.
I know what I can do here. Since he's still quite a bit of ways, I'm going to use one of my javelins.
Okay.
Okay, so how Distance wise, how far is he?
Each square is 5 feet, so he's
Okay.
only 10 feet away from you.
Okay, that's
And I think I don't remember. I remember you grabbed up a couple of your javelins, didn't you?
yeah. I have
But-
two different javelins.
But you
Okay.
lost one because one went away with the goblin.
That's what I thought. Because I was gonna say you should only have 3 total.
Okay, should I change? Should I update that? Oh, I can't.
I can do it if you need. Ammo 3, and then
Amber, I would say in your notes, make sure you put in under your characters so you remember that. So see if we can recover that while we're here.
Okay,
but yeah,
try. to-
as he's kind of starting to compose himself as you're not literally, but taking a second to throw your javelin, he's gonna start kind of making his way towards you. Go ahead and make a attack roll with your javelin.
So it's the black, like the black dice.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Okay, you want when you're on the actions tab, you
Yes.
want where it says, okay, there's 2 javelins. One has like a sword, and that's melee. The other
Yes.
one has a guy who's throwing it. Yeah, and then you want to choose where it says +5 with the black dice, and then you can drag and drop that on the goblin. Or that works too. That still hits. So
Yes.
now just drag and drop the damage, the D6 + 3. You can either put in the chat bar or on the goblin.
Oh,
Heavy. All right, as you go ahead and get a firm footing, you go ahead and draw the javelin from this small little quiver on your back there, and you loose it, throwing it over, and it arcs and lands right in his stomach.
oof.
He's still alive, barely. He's looking rough.
How the fuck does he survive a javelin?
He has 1 health point left.
Okay.
You fatally damn near wounded him. He has a javelin
Oh.
in his stomach.
I have an idea.
Hey, just be
for
glad my
him.
Eldritch Blast caught that other one, because otherwise you'd be caught off guard dealing with that fucker.
That is true.
Yep. All right, that's actually, do you want to move? It is, you are in the stream, which is counting as rough terrain, so you only get half your movement.
So how would yes, I would like to
So-
move.
Okay, so your first step out of the stream will be 10 feet.
Yes.
It will count as 10 feet.
Okay.
not- So if you step right there, that's 10. You have 25 total, so you have 15 feet more.
Yes.
And you can feel free to, you can move your character.
I like to get a bit closer. There we go.
See, there you go.
'Cause I have an idea for him.
All right.
Unless
And then
Kai or
that's the end of your
Jazar
turn?
ends up getting them first.
That is true. But also, it's a good idea to get closer so I can get my javelin back.
All right. So as you go ahead and kind of close in on them, stepping out of the stream, water running down off of your garments and kind of soaking the grass underneath you. Kai kind of starting to obviously understand that there's combat ensuing. Watching you guys, you fire an Eldritch Blast across the stream here. He is going to try to reposition 5, 15, because that's rough terrain, 20, 25. See if he can actually see. And he does kind of see a goblinoid figure behind Sarlin there. So he's going to go ahead and... you doing all right in there, ma'am? You want me to help?
I got it over here.
You sure?
Oh, for sure.
And me,
He's-
I'm just gonna shrug.
There's that moment where he's like literally about to clutch what seems to be a necklace, and then he just kind of stops his hand and does like a half shrug. All right, he's gonna just forgo his turn. Jezra's gonna go ahead and walk up and just watch as well. Sarek, what do you do?
Uh, let's see. I got 30 movement, I believe. If I remember correctly. Yeah, I got 30 speed, 13 AC. Do I have enough to move to the other side of the river? That way I can just be prepared in case shit changes, because
Yeah,
you haven't
can-
said anything, but there could be another goblin back here or anything coming out of the cave due to the ruckus that we're starting.
Yeah.
reasonable enough to speculate. It's totally fine. What I was just gonna say is, yeah, you can go across the stream of your volition either way. You can walk through it, and it'll count as rough terrain. So that right there would be 30 feet if you
Okay.
pass through it like that, just like that. Because either that or it would be you jumping over and
Mhm.
successfully making it, or not, like she did. So, all right, this case, Sarek, you've seen it was not that deep. You go ahead and wade through it and make your way to the other side.
And then I would just hold any other actions from here.
In case something appears again.
Yep.
I will say, with your passive perception, you do hear from the cave behind you a bit of low growling before a bit of barking. And it doesn't seem like an alert bark, or at least it does at first, and then you hear another bark in like counter. And they're both like, and then you realize it sounds like two dogs barking at each other, fighting over something for one yipes. And then they stop for a minute. And it's not like a really bad yipe, just enough that's like if you've ever heard wolves
Yeah.
getting into a scrap. Yeah.
Yeah, I would call that the end of my turn for now. I really don't see much else that would be worth doing right now.
Mhm.
You want some nerds? Okay, I'll get some for you. Give me a second. You gotta be good though. All right, so real quick, the goblin's gonna take his turn, holding with one hand, holding the javelin in his gut, with a very pained look in his face. He kind of mutters one last thing in Goblin. Tell you that they have, and he's gonna go ahead and swing his scimitar as a last thing he could try to do against Sarlin. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
For 8 damage. So he catches you off guard and actually cuts right in between the segments of your leather.
And that's what you get for being cocky.
Hey.
Or actually, let's see, you're a barbarian, so yeah, you're not even wearing leather. So yeah, it's just that moment where you are being cocky and he just catches you one good one right across the bicep, cuts it open.
Mhm. Ugh, that
Makes
hurt.
a bit of a sneer at you. Your turn though.
Here we go.
You see his kind of face like, I got you, to a, oh shit. No,
Of course.
my god.
You would have to roll the natural 20 for a 1 HP.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, he is
Talk about a
dead.
barbarian going overboard.
What do you do? How do you end this? How do you kill him?
I am gonna bludgeon his head in.
All right, so you pull like a Gallagher. This is that moment where he like looks you in the face, kind of like horrified after realizing that he didn't really do anything to you. Just blood running down your arm. You just kind of look back at him with a bit of a smile, raise the great club over your head, and just come down and yeah, just a bit of a crushing sound. And luckily, the gore goes the opposite direction and just scatters into the woods a bit. Yeah, he is dead as hell.
As I said, a barbarian going overboard.
What do you expect from a barbarian?
I'm not surprised. You did get cocky enough to get yourself caught off guard.
I reckon that was a bit messy.
I'm covered in blood, basically.
He just kind of looks you over like, ooh, well, if we're here for a reason, are we going in?
We're going in.
Well, I have to wait for my turn to collect my javelin.
It is no longer combat for the brief moment.
Okay.
I will say I do want to let the rest of the party know that I did hear what sounded like a couple of dogs inside.
Ooh.
He's just gonna wade through. Jezreel jumps across. Well, if that's the case, then we need to be taking a bit of caution. Who's leading? You are?
Yes.
Might as well proceed then.
Bye.
I'm gonna let the milkshake maid take the lead again.
As I did I collect a javelin?
I will say, yeah, you would have walked over and go ahead and make a dex check as you try to. You're gonna have to try to pry it out of his gut.
Dex. That would be abilities, right?
Yep. Just right where it says 13, just click and roll. Okay. Yeah, you actually go ahead and walk over, wiggle it back and forth, and pry it free without managing to break the javelin. It is, you give it a good shake off, or at least by love, which you don't mind,
No.
and then place it back in your quiver.
Yes.
So, yeah. You don't break your javelin, you successfully retrieve it. There you go. So you are back up to 3 again.
Yep.
Mark that back off. There you go. So you're good. And yeah, you have it. So you go ahead and circle around Sarek here then.
Yep.
All right. Stepping around. There you go. You can once again move as you will. The map will adjust as you go.
Yes.
The reason it is in black and white is because you have dark vision.
Yes.
I will say for you, Sarek, looking into this, the cave mouth here, looking past the bit of the thickets and briars, it's dark. You don't see crap in there.
Yeah, it's outright black to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I have it set to where it's relevant for your dark vision. So she can see, you cannot. You do have, I will say, let me look. Do you have torches? You do. You have a torch in your inventory. So if you did light one, you could do that. But of course, that comes with its pros and cons.
And plus, that's my only one.
Yeah.
And I got one too, but that would negate what little stealth we have left.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
how you guys want to go about that?
Would a short rest be adequate for you, Starlight?
It would work for me. It would be best to have, given we don't know how many goblins we have left in the cave to deal with, for you to be at your best health as we can. We still have some stealth on our side.
With you guys eliminating the sentries, nothing really came out. You guys have stopped right before going into the cave.
Mm-hmm.
You guys kind of step back out. I'll say, yeah, you guys could successfully, if you guys kind of hunker up in here, take 30 minutes I'm gonna also say real quick before you do that,
Mm.
Starlin, go ahead. You can roll that hit dice to see how much health you get back. Very good. That was a damn good roll. 10. You're fine now.
Yep.
There you go.
So we'll say at that moment, yeah, as you guys take a brief second, you kind of rest up a second, and Kai goes ahead and takes a bandage and wraps up your lacerated arm.
Okay.
As you guys all kind of pick yourselves up and
Yep.
proceed towards the cave mouth.
Yep.
I imagine you guys take forth your original marching order.
Yep.
All right.
Now I know Sarlin has the dark vision, so she can see. Do Kai or Jaza have it?
I can see in the darkness just fine. And I can cast a bit of spell. I can make light if I need to, but no, I can't see in the dark.
We got two people who are going to be utterly blind. I think we're going to end up having to forego the stealth we have and light torches. Because otherwise we're going to have two people who will be almost utterly useless, and trying to light a torch once we get into the middle of shit isn't going to help anybody.
Either way, I'm up for it. If you want to go in with lights, I can just light my weapon up.
I would say go for it.
All right. And if you want to go ahead and light a torch, you can as well. You don't have to, but I can effectively put the light on one or both of you. So I can make it to where he has a radius of light on him, and you'll be able to see in the radius of light he projects. Or, of course, if you stray away from him, it'll disappear, or you can make your own. But, of course, you have to hold a torch, so.
I would say do the radius effect.
Okay.
So I don't see us splitting up very much.
All right. He is going to.
I'm gonna do gonna move can I move forward and then do an investigation check?
You could go in and yeah, investigation is more or less taking a look at something like something specific deeply.
I would say maybe a perception check.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Because I
Yeah,
did hear what sounded like two dogs fighting while you were busy playing with your food.
Let me. I'm gonna move forward.
All right.
And I'm gonna do a perception check.
Nice. Not a bad roll for once.
Nope.
I'll say your natural 20 for a 1 HP.
I want them to show basically if there were goblins watching, I want to show them I mean business.
That was more than meaning business. That was damn near a personal vendetta. That was like, how dare you bloody up my javelin? I'm gonna make you pay for it.
Well, there was one that took one of my javelins, so it scurried off. wanna find that goblin and hunt him down and get my javelin back.
Is this going to be your story arc for the rest of this whole thing of trying to track down this lost javelin that was up a goblin's ass?
Basically.
But yeah, you should be able to proceed. And I will, with your perception check and your dark vision, just inside the cave mouth, a few uneven stone steps lead up to a small dank chamber on the east side of this passage.
Yes.
The cave narrows to a steep fissure at the far end and is filled with the stench of animals. And yes, you hear savage snarls and the sounds of rattling chains greeting your ears, where you do see 3 wolves are chained up just inside the opening. Each wolf chain leads to an iron rod driven into the base of a stalagmite. And in this case, just kind of quick glancing, since you actually tried to perceive, I imagine you like peeked around the corner. But yeah,
Yes. Yeah, and I tell Starlight that there's a couple wolves chained up
go fix
down
it.
there.
And I tell you, go pet your doggies.
So you wanted me to throw a javelin at it?
Like you wouldn't do it. Considering as soon as they know that we're here, they're going to make an awful lot of ruckus.
Oh, for sure.
And actually, on that note too, since you're standing there talking, there is a moment of where the chains rattle and they all kind of begin to stand and bark and growl.
Oh no, they heard us.
I'd say they smell you.
Well, I am covered in. I still have some goblin blood on me.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, that is true.
So you're kind of standing there, and you can see that they are indeed the 2 wolves that you can see clearly now that you've stepped back that are eyeing you. One is kind of growling still. The other one is licking its chops a bit and kind of pulling its collar and then stops. With a very high perception check, you can see that they are famished.
Ooh.
They are bony thin.
So if they get the chance, they will do anything and everything to eat us. Unless... Oh, I wish we had some meat or something on us that we could toss to them.
If I do. I have some rations. I don't know if I have meat rations.
We could ask Kai or Jazar if either of them is carrying any meat on them.
That is true.
No, I don't have anything except for a few dry rations. Jezra kind of looks behind her, then looks back to the group. You guys know that there is 2 bodies over there right now.
Oh, that is, I totally forgot about them. Go get them.
You made one of the messes. You go get it. I'll go get the other.
Yeah, there's that narrow look of her eyes as you say go get it. She just like steps back like no, cross hard. You can go get it.
Fine.
I'll get the one that I blew up. I'm not going to get the one that was turned into freaking ketchup.
I'll go get the one I smashed his head in.
All right, you guys take your time, go retrieve the goblins, bring the bodies in, kind of bringing a bit of a trail of gore. Before getting into the cave, Kai following to be light, Jezra to follow just to be able to see what's going on. And Sarlin, you stand at the base of the stairs. You see them eyeing the bodies immediately, licking their chops.
I would say
As you approach, though, it's like a moment of barking and growling, and then there's like a realization. You see it as
Yeah.
they see that you have that, and they start kind of and just watching their tails wagging in anticipation.
Yes.
but
Are
I
you
would
gonna feed
warn
me?
Starlin not to get too close because even though we're bringing them something to eat, they would still attack us for Starlin having the strength to toss them to him
So
to maintain a distance.
I will stay on the stairs and throw both bodies over.
All right. So you kind of
I want to use my
throw yours, and then he hands you his, and then you throw it as well.
yeah. So should I use the strength check?
Strength or athletics. Throwing
Ooh.
something is also something that can be done.
Oh, I'll do athletic.
Okay. 11. All right, so you go ahead and both of them. You're pretty stout.
Yeah.
Mind you that the fatter goblin is a little more difficult to throw,
Yeah.
but you kind of get a bit of a running head start and throw it forth.
At least it's pre-cooked.
Both bodies tumble. Yeah, yes, it is in the torso for sure. Cooked goblin heart, anyone?
Fantastic.
Sounds like a
tumbles
cooking stream.
The one I threw, some of the guts are hanging out because of the javelin.
Oh yeah, there's an immediate response from that though. As soon as they see that, they go in and just kind of some pulling the chain taut. But you have opened yourself a bit of a moment of distraction, if you will. They are no longer paying attention to you.
Yep.
They're just trying to just gore themselves. So if you will, whatever you want to do, you can.
Let's get fucking past them before they finish eating them, because it won't take very long with as starved as they are.
So do you want to go straight more into the cave or go go north?
I would say, yeah, let's continue north a bit and see, because I can see to the northwest there's some rubble heading up, and then of course there's stairs going to the northeast, so we should see what we can see on both those ends.
So should we do another stealth check for it? Because the wolves.
Since we have one person, we have Kai casting light. For me, it's not going to be worth it.
Okay.
And I would say any goblins who are really paying attention would have picked up on the change in the wolves.
Oh, for sure. That's true. Let's go more into the cave.
All right. As you guys continue into the cave, you go ahead and head forth, I guess, on your own volition, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So you can do that. I will say that you go ahead and, this main passage from the cave mouth just climbs steeply upward.
Okay.
The stream plunging and splashing down its west side. In the shadows, a side passage leads west.
Okay, so
and the across the other side of the stream. So yeah, you do see that it just kind of there is a small passage that goes left, and then the main one that keeps going right.
okay, so guys, which left or right?
I would say move up 15 feet so we can kind of see going both ways and make a decision from there.
You step into the water.
I was thinking like somewhere like kind of like up here.
Okay. Well, it's close enough.
Kai will follow.
Hey, I'm getting the goblin blood off of me.
Okay, makes sense.
From what I can see going up the west passage, I see rubble. Can't quite tell if that's a wall back there or what.
It could be a bridge or some sort or something.
Well, going up to the east, yeah, but up into that passage on the west, can't tell if that's a wall back there or what.
Do you want to go check it out?
What? Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, you can't quite see back there. You do see it go somewhere, or at least it looks
Yeah.
like it.
Which way do you want to go?
I would say we should continue to. You know what? Sarlin, since you're already hopping through the water, why not head up that passage just a little bit and see if you can see anything worth going down there for?
Okay.
All
Oh.
right. She starts moving up this way, and I imagine Sarah would be the one telling her. You do hear a voice shouting from up the tunnel, from up here.
Quiet. Yeah, yeah.
As you immediately hear, "Hey, there's people in there."
And so the fun begins again.
Yep.
Oh, let's
And
see.
then you hear a, "Go, go, go, go! Hurry! Hold it lever! Hold the lever!"
Oh, wait. Oh no. That doesn't sound too good.
If you from there, let's see. Do. See, what is the range on Aldrich Blast? 120 feet. Is it possible for me to get in a quick action in on this idiot?
Kai's light is making it possible. He isn't really trying. He just shout. So he did give away his position. Yeah, I'll give you one free shot before everyone rolls initiative.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay. And so it just flies over the top of his head into the darkness.
Time for the shit show to start.
Yep.
All right, everyone roll initiative.
Oh, fucking time.
No.
And then for Kai and Jezra. There we go. All right. So that brings us. You go again, Sarek. And that surprise moment of just loosing an Eldritch Blast, you just are already just adrenaline pumping and ready to fight. What do you do?
Fuck.
You do have a movement as well. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should have moved closer since I already missed the first one.
As this one flies and strikes the bridge that he's
Ooh.
on. As he is up above on a bridge. That is the end of his turn. That is going to be Jezra's turn. She's going to keep an eye on these wolves because she can't quite really get past, and she's not getting in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Sarlin, it is your turn.
Is that goblin dead?
I missed. I hit the bridge.
He missed twice.
Okay. I would like. Okay, so I'm gonna put in my notes to try to get the.
You do know that he's firing at something over there now, and you have dark vision, so you can see it a little bit better.
Yes. Oh.
Just remember the distance you have on your javelin throws if that's what you're thinking.
My distance. What can I look?
Your javelins you can throw up to 30 feet.
Okay. Oh.
You can throw them maximum up to 60, but if you throw them beyond 30, you get disadvantage.
Yes, I would
He's
like
only
to.
15 feet, and he is up in the air, so I'd say it's like 20 something, but that's still within range.
So I'm gonna. I have to try to remember to get the javelin again. Oh.
Javelin. You're throwing a javelin.
No.
He is untouchable. This is MC Hammer.
Uh. Where did it land?
You see a rocket past him and smoke this wall before hearing a as it shatters.
No.
Well, we know another goblin who's going to end up as paste.
Die. All right.
Okay, I'm down to 2 javelins.
You
And that's
still
where all
can
your gold's
move.
going to go, is buying javelins.
But yeah, so does Sarlin move as well?
Alright.
It is
Yes.
rough terrain to move in the water.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up.
All right, so that'd be 20. So you have 5 feet more of movement. You can move one more square if you want.
Ooh, I'm gonna.
I can already hear the battle rage brewing.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Oh hell yeah!
All right, as he looks down at you and runs 5, 10, like he just looks straight forward like he's a man on a mission, well, goblin on a mission. 15, 20, 25, 30. He disappears out of sight.
Well, they know we're here.
Yep.
Well, that can't be good.
Nope.
All right. Well, no sense in taking our time then. So Kai is not afraid of the water. He's gonna 5, 10. I'll say he's gonna stand over here, just kind of get a look up there.
Mhm.
Looks like it's going somewhere up there. There's a bit of a climb.
But
Question is it a climb that we could make?
yes, is the bridge still intact?
He's checking the west tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah, we could probably make it. Anyways, and yeah, the bridge is intact. The goblin scurried across it.
Okay.
In fact, it is like 10 feet above you.
Okay.
No, actually, okay, let's see. Okay, rickety bridge spans the passage. Yeah, it is 20 feet above the stream. Okay, so yeah, it's a ways up.
Okay.
I would say it'd
But yeah.
probably be worth trying to climb up the rubble and see if we can find a way around to get to the bridge
Yes.
instead
that's
of
what-
keeping the low ground.
That's what I was thinking.
As you guys are kind of assessing that, you do hear a distal sound of like a break or a crack.
Fuck.
And now you hear water. Like in the movie Ant Z,
Yes.
they start to hear the like distant water starting to flow. You're starting to hear like a bunch of water just coming from this direction up the cave.
I figured that was what he was pulling the lever of.
I would say let's get our asses up that passage ASAP.
Oh, for sure.
All right, so you guys have just that moment to go ahead and get through there. I need athletic checks from everybody.
Oh,
Are you
here we go.
guys moving across, you jumping across or whatnot? I'll need an acrobatics, but yeah. Okay, so yeah. Kai needs to roll too. No, yeah, he's fine. So he gets up there. Sarek, you wade through. That's 10, 15. And we're gonna do this in proper order too. So Kai just went. Sarek would have been next. So that's you. Using your full movement, you'd get right behind him. And he's gonna dash too. So he's gonna let you get all the way to there. Jezra is going to try to jump this. Leaps over it. That's only 10, 15. And Sarlin, you have 25 feet of movement. 5, 10,
Mm-hmm.
15, because it's rough terrain. You're all in the passage now. As yeah, you're all here, and now the water is quickly approaching. I need one more roll as the water is. You guys, Sarlin, you look behind you and you see underneath the bridge, 20
Yeah.
feet up, and there's just a wall of water gushing down.
Yeah.
So it's you turn around and be like, move, 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 as everyone's like trying to push up now.
Yeah.
So
I already rolled mine. I'm ready to go.
So did I roll? Okay, so I need another athletics.
yep.
No.
You dummy. That's not what I meant. Not you. Why are you doing that? It's not. Try again. Please try again. We're having difficulties. Roll. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, better. So you guys barely managed to push up in here. Jezra just before you, and Sarlin, as the water blasts behind you. You almost fall backward, and Jezra kind of reaches out and grabs the front of your shirt and kind of pulls you forward.
Ah! Oh.
Well, at least you won't be washed downstream with the pieces of your javelin.
That is true.
All right. As Kai, you guys are talking, Kai kind of briefly peeks up and over.
And I would ask Kai, what's he see up there?
Well, with my light, looks like there's a camp up there.
Well, out of one shit show into another.
Yeah.
I can turn the light off if you guys want.
Well, I gotta ask the DM, is that a steep climb or is that just gradual?
This climb right here is like borderline steep but climbable.
Okay.
It is obviously like why I'm making you guys make athletics checks, because it's steep enough that you guys have to kind of get on all fours and make a bit of an effort and climb. But it's not impossible.
Okay.
It's just it's a combination of that and a bit of loose
And the
loose
rubble.
terrain. The rock is loose terrain, so yeah, it's kind of getting a footing and you pushing the rocks as you go. Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask, because if I tell him to turn out the lights, of course, me and him can't see. I would say for him to turn out the light for now.
Well, no, I mean, he kind of leans back down to you. There's a fire in there.
Oh.
I would say kill the light. Let them think that we got swept away.
Yes.
Okay.
Since the lights can be gone, and I have night vision,
and Jezra
I-
can see.
Yeah, so I should be one of the people up front.
Hmm.
Hold on. Calm down. Delete light. Hell yeah. We got it. And yeah, you guys can't see any way past it because you have to push up past the ridge to see it. He's since you guys are not in combat, he is first. Uh, so you want me to go out there and we'll stealth out of here so we can all step out, or what?
I would say go for it.
They're on this little camp is on our left, so I'm gonna come out on our right and hide behind the wall. Let y'all funnel out.
Sounds good to me.
All right,
Go.
he's gonna make a stealth check. +2. How do you do?
Do I do one as well?
Everybody, if you're being stealthy. There we go. He's gonna go right there. Then you should be able to just move as you go.
Let's see.
These guys are visible. Sarek, as you kind of look up and around, you do see that there is a small little fire that's been built in here, and bit of a decent sized cavernous opening on your left. And just from easily looking around the fire, you see a number of goblinoids just kind of sitting around the fire. You kind of hear just and just one laughing and then another one kind of garbling over something. Just you kind of notice that they seem like they're arguing, and then you also notice they're stuffing their face. There is just kind of a in between of them laughing, being a bit merry, and talking a bit with their mouths full, and food kind of being tossed about. There is also something kind of hanging over the fire that they're kind of just pulling at.
That's not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hand me the leg. I want some.
Should I be moved forward?
You already had a leg. You're fat as it is. Back off. Yeah, you can move forward as if you will.
I would say, can I do a perception check to see if this might be somebody we're looking for?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. See if you can like get a better look at what's over the fire. It's hard to see as the top of the cavern's a bit smoky, but it appears to be filtering out somewhere because the smoke isn't billowing into the tunnel, if you will, or the passageway. But whatever's over the fire, unless it's whatever, if it was them and they were like severed to pieces, it doesn't seem to be big. Whatever they're cooking, it seems to be at most like small pig size or sheep sized.
Okay.
I'm not, for some reason, my token's not moving.
Oh, it's because it's asking for permission.
Okay. Oh,
And
shit.
I would say you would be right here because you can't get past Sarek.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm a bit of a wide boy.
Yeah, it's like
Hey,
you can get up right next to him like that, so you can kind of peek out with him. But Jezreel's
I'm more,
waiting.
you gotta realize I'm more thick than you are.
And I can eat you. Let us
Uh,
remember who my ancestors are.
So far, you don't. They don't see you. They don't make any notices. There's just kind of them kind of arguing about whatnot.
Yeah.
One finishes his meal, his bit of the leg, and whips it, and the bone actually lands nearby. That was good. I always say. And they're just kind of going ahead. You're starting to see that they're starting to kind of change what they're doing. Like they're starting to get up and stuff. So you might want to do something if you want to get the spring on them. Like, surprise them.
I would
Because
say,
they're going to get up and do whatever they want to do.
yeah, we should definitely get some initial attacks in as quick as we can.
Hope you realize I can't do any attacks when you are in my way.
Not my fault. You're short.
Short and fat. What do you mean?
Let's see. Would it be possible for me to move up a little bit to get out of the way?
Yeah, I was thinking if you need to, you can move up next to Kai.
I don't see where Kai. I couldn't see where Kai was. Never.
He's directly above you.
Okay, because his token had disappeared when you'd moved him. He was a lot of my light range.
He moved out of the. Yeah, he's in the darkness right now. He's hiding in the darkness. But yeah, so everybody's got this little bit of intros. You guys are stealthing.
Yes.
They're all getting up. Sarek moves over. Kai moves over. Sarlin, you are climbing up. I need an athletics check as you need to climb that.
Okay, athletics. No. What? Did it not go through?
Nope. There it is.
22. Okay, yeah, you climb up with these. So that's 10 movement with rough, or 10 feet with rough terrain. So that's 15 feet. So that's 3. You can move 3 squares still.
Ooh. I will stay right here.
You're gonna stay right there.
And leave Jezra down below.
I'm not moving until I can attack.
I would say move forward and down a little bit. Let Jezra get the hell up here.
Okay.
Or get an initial launch in and let Jezra come up while you're attacking.
Can I do that?
You do have a great axe and a great club.
I want to use my great axe.
All right, as you climb to the top and you go ahead and draw your great axe, you see this closest goblin standing up and kind of stretching and then turning around.
Yes.
Like about to notice you.
Okay.
You would had to have run in on him.
Yeah.
All right. Right as you swing, he turns around just in time to see you. She just slams into the side of the wall and he ducks down as sparks fly. Just in time as you take off the top of his hair.
Hey, you got you like that fresh haircut?
He has like a high top now.
Welcome back to
like,
1991, fool.
He's just like, what, looking at you guys like, huh. All right. Surprise, motherfucker. Jezra's quick action is she's gonna go ahead and roll athletics to try to get behind before combat starts. Yep, okay. So boom. Actually, she's at the backseat. She has climb as a normal movement speed. So there you go. She climbs up and obviously she can't get in quite yet. So
Oh, since
That brings us to rolling initiative.
Oh.
All right. Boom for that one, and one for Jezra. Hurrying up now. Boom. There we go. Top of the line. That brings Kai. He is going to go ahead and see how long this lasts. For up to a minute. All right. Well, this will probably help you a little more than me, as he's going to go ahead and give you a pat on the back. He's going to give Sarek guidance.
sweet.
So, for that moment, you have a minute, which each turn in combat is 6 seconds. So you have 10 turns, which is a while. But yeah, you basically at any point can roll a d4 and add the number to one ability check. So it's not combat, but at any point do you want to, jump over something or whatever, or
Yeah.
Okay.
But since he can't really get to the combat anyway, that's the end of his turn. Sarlin,
Yeah.
you just missed, and the goblin is staring you, kind of like dumbfounded, before his expression changes from horrified to ready as he kind of goes to reach for his weapon. A dwarf! And the rest of the goblins kind of reel and look, and there's a couple of shrieks and kind of like yells of excitement.
Yeah.
And they all kind of get ready.
Oh, what's your move, fool?
Here we go.
Remember, Sarlin, not every one of them has to be turned into paste.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 11. Oh my. All right. Yeah. How do you want to do this? How do you end him?
The chop of the neck.
All you hear is a ping as his head goes reeling off.
Bouncing off the wall.
Yep. He is decapitated and dead in one hit.
Gave him a haircut and then he lost his head.
All he had time was to be like, a dwarf! And he goes to grab his blade, and then his head come off.
You wanted it a little off the top, not that much.
Yeah, you gave him a haircut, and then you gave him a little too much of a haircut. All right. There's a moment of snarl from the nearest goblin. Kill him! Do you move?
No.
You just hold your ground there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Sarek.
Let's see. But given the fact of my class, I don't want to get up close and personal unless I have to. But I also want to make sure I have decent line of sight, so I'm thinking of dropping back here a little bit so I'm a little farther behind both of our melees.
That's totally reasonable.
And then I'm going to try this fool.
Aldrich Blast.
Ooh.
I'll take it. I would say I'm going to stay right here.
Damn. All right. Yeah. So it does not kill him right off the bat, but he goes to try to jump out of the way, and it still smokes him right in the shoulder, almost causing him to do a brief spiral, almost knocking him off his feet. Clutching at his arm, he kind of reels forward in pain, reassesses his stance as they all look you guys over, ready to kind of come in and attack. Jezra is going to go ahead and run in. 10, 15, 20. And she is just going to roundhouse kick the first goblin.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
As he comes running up and kind of swings the short sword at her, she just kind of does a bit of a flourish of a whirl, and then let's see if she actually hits. Of course. I still have to add it. Oh, that's all right. I can still manage this because it's the same proficiency. So it would hit. Stop. But it's a D4, not a D6, because it's unarmed attack.
Yeah.
And she can use her dexterity because she's a monk. So, yeah, she's going to be a D4 plus 4, 7 damage. Yeah, she instantly roundhouse kicks him and knocks his head sideways.
Oh, and he's dead.
There we go.
And then she still has movement. So she's going to step forward. And as a monk, she has a bonus action. She's going to swing again with her offhand. And she's gonna this time come across with a chop. For 18. Jesus Christ, bitch. She doesn't get modifiers with the offhand, so it's only 3 damage to this guy. So yeah, this guy only takes 3 damage, but it's still enough to smack the taste out of his mouth. The end of his turn there. All right, so yeah, that's all Jezra can do. She's just like standing there now, posed in a bit of a more like martial arts like stance, arms at the ready, kind of crouched a bit, and
Sarlin's got to be
they're
pissed.
still eating.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. He is all the way over there. And Sarlin, let's see, you notice right after Jezra punches, or well, bitch slaps his goblin 6.
Yeah.
This one right next to her on the left immediately goes for a cheap shot, tries to swing in on her. Misses though.
And as a heads up, I can't see him anymore for when it comes to my turn.
Okay. You can't see them anymore?
Nope. I see no tokens but mine. There they are.
Okay, there you go. And so quickly making a few rolls. Only 2 of them can swing on her right now, making those rolls. The other one's gonna move around. That one hits. 1 swings and misses. 1 swings and hits. Getting vengeance for getting smacked across the head.
Holy
He
shit.
cut her across the thigh.
Ooh.
And she kind of yelps a bit. And this one's going to go ahead 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and come engage Sarlin.
Here comes your friend.
Oh, here we go.
But as he swings at you, you bring your great axe in and strike his blade away, parrying it. He is unable to hit you. Just as this is happening and all this commotion is going, you do see up on the ledge another goblin appear.
Oh.
and he is pulling something before kind of lifting it up into sight. You do see what appears to be, it looks like a human, kind of warily, their head hanging. It almost looks like they're not, and they might be conscious, maybe not. Before he kind of yells out, "Truce, or this human dies."
Uh, great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how about okay? We do a truce. You give us him, give him us. And also, where that and blazing hell is my javelin? You guys took it.
Of
Kinda
course.
narrows his eyes for a moment. Know nothing about your javelin.
Aren't we also
Wait.
supposed to be looking for a dwarf?
Back into the game.
Not too long ago, I threw one of my javelins at one of you guys, and it landed in his butt. Where is that goblin?
Forget
Oh,
the
you
damn
mean
javelin. We're here to rescue people. You can
I-
buy a
I-
new one.
Where can we buy one in the
Agree to the parley or he dies.
fine?
My terms.
You're buying me a javelin.
All right, be safe. All right, as he kind of looks at you all with a bit of a serious expression. I want to be the leader.
And and
Krog is losing his mind, to put it lightly. He doesn't deserve to be our leader. He's a bit of a big oaf. You're all capable. Kill him and let me rise to be the new leader, and you can have this human.
I want proof that human is still alive.
yes.
He
And
kinda
also-
I'm not
leans
here to
over
parlay for
and
a body.
And also, where's that dwarf?
He does kind of make a smile and a shrug, but leans over and kind of pulls his hair up. Not too hard, just a little bit. And you do see a bit of a bruised and beaten face, but he is. I'd say you have to get closer, or you're in to get a better look. So far, nobody's attacking. They're all just kind of standing ready in case combat ensues. But
Is the dwarf here too? We know you got. We know you took a few bodies. Where's the other?
the goblins, no. There we go. He kind of smiles for a second. Yeah, we had a dwarf. It's not here.
Had? Where is he?
Kill Clark and I'll tell you more. He's not here. He's not dead.
Okay, where is this person you want us to kill?
Clark is a big, dumb bugbear of an oaf, and he lives on the other side of this cave.
Okay.
Be mindful of his mutt, too.
All right, should we do it?
We're stuck with no choice.
Okay. Deal.
Kind of babysitting, so yeah. I
But
will
I'm
say,
gonna
if
I'm
you
gonna
want, you
whisper
can
to
make-
Sarlin, and if there's a double cross, have fun.
Oh yes. The answer is deal.
All right. Well, I'll be waiting.
Now give us the human.
You know better than that's how it works.
Kill Clark first, and I'll give him to you.
It's always worth a try.
This is why you're a barbarian and I'm a mercenary.
Well, get a move on. He's kind of
Okay.
kind of getting annoyed and looking about, seeing all the dead. Like, there's quite a few dead goblins in here.
And before I walk away, I'm just gonna look at him and go, yeah, get bent. We're going.
I want to kill more goblins.
There'll be plenty ahead.
Ooh. There better be my
You might
javelin
even
better
find
be-
your special javelin.
It's my lucky javelin.
Just make sure you bring
Well,
some TP to wipe it off.
Oh,
Fix the light here on our guy. And then also, because obviously he's going to cast, well, assuming that you guys are out for the kill, yeah, he's just going to go ahead and cast light so you guys can actually see to get across the cavern again.